Have you ever pondered the question, what makes us entitled to freedom, dignity, and equality? The answer lies in the fundamental principles that define the cornerstone of our society: human rights. The concept of human rights has been a continuous journey, a journey that has traversed across centuries and civilizations, each leaving an indelible mark. The ancient societies, enriched with diverse cultures and philosophies, sparked the initial conversations about justice and equality. The Egyptians, with their concept of ma'at, were pioneers in the establishment of law and justice. In the East, the teachings of Confucius and Buddha echoed the notion of respect for all life and the importance of moral integrity. The Greeks introduced democracy, where the rights of the citizens were safeguarded. Islamic Golden Age brought forth the idea of social justice and equality, regardless of race or faith. The Magna Carta in medieval England laid the foundation for the rule of law and individual freedoms. These dialogues and milestones laid the groundwork for the rights we cherish today. As we look back, we see how the evolution of human rights across different civilizations and cultures has shaped our understanding and approach towards justice, freedom, and dignity. Fast forward to the aftermath of the Second World War in 1948. The world witnessed a monumental moment in the history of human rights, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights by the United Nations. Drafted by a committee of international experts chaired by Eleanor Roosevelt, this landmark document was born out of the atrocities of the war and aimed to prevent such horrors from recurring. It affirmed the inalienable rights of every human being, enshrining the principles life, liberty, and security in 30 detailed articles. Beyond this, the Declaration championed the fight against discrimination, torture, and slavery. Its impact has been significant and far-reaching. It became the foundation for international human rights and has influenced numerous national constitutions, treaties, and laws. Moreover, it has empowered countless individuals to stand up against injustices, shaping the face of global human rights advocacy and education ever since. But what exactly are these principles that serve as the foundation of human rights? They are the pillars of equality, justice, and dignity. Let's delve a little deeper into these principles. Equality is a cornerstone, underscoring the fact that we are all born free and equal, regardless of our race, gender, nationality, religion, or any other status. Picture the activist Rosa Parks refusing to give up her seat in a racially segregated bus. Her actions were a compelling demonstration of the principle of equality, challenging societal norms that marginalize certain groups based on their race. Justice, another pillar, maintains these rights through impartial laws, fair trials, and accountability for abuses. The landmark case of Brown versus Board of Education in the United States, which ruled school segregation as unconstitutional, exemplifies justice. This case pointed out need for fair laws that ensure equal rights for all, irrespective of their race or ethnicity. Dignity emphasizes that every person possesses inherent worth and deserves respect and compassion. One incredible example of this principle in action is the work of Mother Teresa, who dedicated her life to serving the poor in India. Her belief in every individual's inherent worth, regardless of their social status or poverty, embodied the essence of dignity. These principles aren't just theoretical concepts. They are vital threads woven into the fabric of our society, impacting lives and driving change every day. Even though we've made considerable progress, numerous challenges continue to threaten human rights. These challenges come in many forms, including discrimination, violence, and the iron grip of authoritarian regimes. These impediments consistently challenge the sanctity of human rights and attempt to extinguish the flame of justice. Yet, this flame of justice continues to burn brightly against the odds. The fuel for this is the relentless dedication of civil society, activists, and organizations. These entities play a vital role in advocating for human rights. They tirelessly challenge the prevalent injustices, boldly expose the actions of oppressive regimes, and vigorously promote accountability. Their efforts are instrumental in creating a world where human rights are not just an ideal, but a reality. Their commitment forms the vanguard of the global human rights movement, demonstrating that the protection of human rights is a collective effort. Education and empathy are the two cornerstone pillars in promoting human rights. With education being the source of enlightenment, it empowers individuals to comprehend the breadth and depth of their rights. It paves the way for them to assert and safeguard their rights, thereby a rich culture that is grounded in respect and inclusion. Without education, people often remain oblivious to their rights, thus making them vulnerable to exploitation and infringement of their basic human liberties. Empathy, with its unique capacity to humanize our experience, acts as the bridge that spans our differences. It promotes a sense of unity, fostering a spirit of solidarity that ties us together, regardless of our diverse backgrounds. Through empathy, we are reminded of our shared humanity, that although we may have different beliefs, cultures, and experiences, we are, at our core, all human beings. This shared identity is what allows us to relate to one another, to feel and understand each other's pain, joy, fears, and aspirations. In the fight for human rights, these two elements, education and empathy, work hand in hand to create a society that values respect, equality, and freedom. Therefore, their importance cannot be overstated in fostering a world where human rights are universally acknowledged and protected. In conclusion, the bedrock of human rights lies on the principle of universal dignity and equality. This principle guides us toward an envisioned world where every individual can enjoy freedom and dignity without hindrance. Our collective commitment to these principles is key to turning this vision into a reality. In this envisaged future, human rights won't just be a promise, they would be an unequivocal reality. A future where the inherent of every individual is recognized and respected, creating a society of dignity, equality, and harmony. But to see this future, we must also acknowledge the steps needed to reach it. It begins with fostering education and awareness about human rights at a grassroots level, from schools to community centers. This education must emphasize not only rights, but also our responsibilities towards one another. Moreover, we must strengthen our institutions, ensuring they are transparent, accountable, and equipped to defend human rights. We need to rally our governments and leaders to ratify and enforce international human rights treaties, and hold those who violate these rights accountable. Additionally, it's important to empower marginalized groups and ensure their voices are heard, from women to ethnic minorities, from children to the elderly. Promoting inclusivity and diversity is paramount. Finally, each one of us has a role to play. Every action counts, whether it's voting in democratic elections, speaking out against injustice, or simply treating others with kindness and respect. By steadfastly upholding these principles and working together hand in hand, we can build a future where human rights are not just a promise, but a reality for all. A future where the inherent worth of every individual is recognized, respected, and celebrated. A future of dignity and equality. Together, we can and will create a world that celebrates the universal human rights for everyone, everywhere. As we stand on the brink of a digital revolution, human rights face new challenges and opportunities. The rapid advancement of technology has had a profound impact on our daily lives, altering the way we communicate, work, and even think. This digital age has also significantly affected our privacy and freedom of expression. In one sense, digital platforms have given us unprecedented power to voice our opinions and mobilize for our rights. Social media, in particular, has been instrumental in championing human rights causes, from the #MeToo movement to global protests against racial injustice. It has given a voice to the voiceless, empowering individuals and communities to stand up for their rights. However, the digital sphere is not without its pitfalls. It has also given rise to new forms of surveillance and censorship, threatening our privacy and freedom of expression. Cyberbullying, hate speech, and online harassment are now prevalent, underscoring the need for digital safety and literacy. In this context, access to the internet is increasingly being seen as a basic human right. It has become essential for education, employment, and participation in society. Yet, billions around the world still lack reliable internet access, deepening existing inequalities. The digital age presents both challenges and opportunities for human rights. As we navigate this new landscape, we must ensure that our digital future is inclusive, equitable, and respects our fundamental rights. Because in the end, human rights must not only survive, but thrive in the digital age. From the local to the global stage, the fight for human rights is a collective endeavor. International organizations play a crucial role in promoting and protecting these rights. The United Nations, for instance, has been at the forefront, drafting the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and establishing a framework for global human rights law. Its various bodies, like the Human Rights Council and the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, tirelessly work to monitor, report, and address human rights violations worldwide. But the UN is not alone. Countless other organizations such as Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch advocate for human rights, conduct research, and shine a light on abuses. Furthermore, international cooperation has given rise to treaties and conventions that set global standards, like the Convention on the Rights of the Child and the Convention Against Torture. Then there are the international courts, like the International Criminal Court and the International Court of Justice, which play a vital role in holding violators accountable, delivering justice, and deterring future abuses. These international entities are key players in the global human rights landscape. Together, they help ensure that our shared commitment to human rights transcends borders and resonates across cultures. It is our collective responsibility, as part of the global community, to support and engage with these organizations in our pursuit of a world where everyone's rights are respected and protected. Scene script, voiceover. As we draw to a close, let's remember that human rights are the pillars of dignity and equality. They are not just lofty ideals, but the very essence of our humanity. They are a shared responsibility, a collective endeavor that requires our continued advocacy and education. It's not just the role of international organizations, but each and every one of us has a part to play in promoting and protecting human rights. Whether it's standing up against discrimination in our communities, raising our voices for those who can't, or supporting organizations that fight for human rights, our actions matter. We can educate ourselves and others about the different aspects of human rights. We can use our votes, our voices, and our choices to support policies and leaders that prioritize human rights. We can leverage the power of social media to raise awareness and rally support for human rights causes. And yes, we can make a difference. Every act, no matter how small, contributes to the global fight for human rights. Because human rights are not just about laws and treaties, they're about people, about us. So let's take a stand. Let's embrace our role in this shared journey towards a future of dignity and equality. Because together, we can build a world where everyone's rights are respected and protected. So what will your contribution be?